So my name's James Ballangary. I'm a Ballangary man from the North Coast, New South Wales, at Barrowville. I started primary teaching here at University of Newcastle. I'm hoping to go ahead and do postgraduate studies, perhaps masters or PhD in education. Essentially, to me, reconciliation is hope. It's an attempt at rectifying the wrongs of the past and building a better future for all Australians. As far as education and being in an education field, I feel like it's our role, it's our job as professionals to build a better future, and that is done through accepting, acknowledging, understanding the atrocities of the past, and building upon that to make sure that those things never happen again. But we also build an Australian society where all people, regardless of race or ethnic background, are in a position of prosperity, into a place where they can achieve success, whatever that may be in their own definition. So, as far as reconciliation in education, I look at my grandparents, and my grandparents weren't allowed to go past the third grade. They pretty much were allowed to achieve the basics of numeracy and literacy, and even my parents. My parents, even though they were allowed to go through to Year 12 and complete their studies, the social climate, the expectation on Indigenous people at that time was very low. They weren't expected to achieve. They weren't expected to finish. And kids and youth being very impressionable, a lot of the times you kind of live to whatever expectations people put on you. And I take real pride in the fact that I look at my grandparents and they weren't allowed to pursue their aspirations as far as education. And I look at myself and my position and the opportunities I've taken advantage of, and studying primary teaching and finish my bachelor and moving into postgraduate. It's to go from those two extremes in two generations. It's a big achievement. I know there's many young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people across the country who are in a similar position. University, like many other places, have those challenges. It's this cultural disconnect, that we're trying to bridge here, and you can see it with the fact that we've got a pro vice chancellor, Indigenous, in that part. We're trying to. I guess the university is trying to bridge that cultural misunderstandings, and it's even the people that they've got here at Wallatooka. I look at people who have similar backgrounds. They're much older than me, but similar backgrounds. Like I guess I can say, Dr. Ray Kelly, grew up in Bellbrook, a mission, up in North Coast, New South Wales, and the fact that I grew up in a mission in Barrowville, North Coast, New South Wales. It's having those people who are grounded in community and grounded in their identity as an Aboriginal person, and having those people in academic spaces within the university do a lot for not just what I want to achieve education-wise, but who I want to be as an Indigenous person. Well, the 2020 theme in this Together for Reconciliation, it makes me think of the Freedom Rides. You look at the students on that bus. I'm sure they had students of diverse heritage on there, and they all had the goal of going out and highlighting the oppressive states that Aboriginal were living in at that time. And the goal wasn't for any kind of personal gain or recognition. The goal was to bring highlight to these things that are wrong and things that should be improved upon. And that's the way we do it. We've always done it together as a people, as humans, not as separate races, separate identities. The goal is the important thing. I think for us to reconcile properly, we have to validate Indigenous philosophies, ideologies, and way of life within the Australian context. We need to not see that as less than or the other. We need to see it as a strong aspect that strengthens our Australian identity.